Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are well. I hope everybody is doing well. I am coming on to talk about what I was supposed to do a video about yesterday, which is 8 keys to growing your Instagram. And growing your Instagram is not as hard when you use these 8 keys, but the thing is to be able to grab them by using this technique, which is storytelling. Um, whether you do it on video or whether you do written content, this will make a difference with growing your audience. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have not joined any of my lives or saw any of my videos, my name is Shakita Lee. I am a social media coach and consultant, the CEO of SL Media, and I help entrepreneurs grow their presence on social media. So let's get to it. The 8 keys to growing your Instagram is through storytelling. Okay. It's through storytelling. People love to connect with someone, and emotions is usually one of the best connectors to be able to connect with someone, right? If you see something and you're like, man, that's really on point, you will get people that will either inbox you or comment and or start following you because of what it is that you posted or your video is about. Most people can relate to storytelling, right? So that's what the whole storytelling is about. That's one of the things that I've asked you guys before. How often are you telling the story of how you got started, right? But besides telling the story about how you got started, are you telling the story of anything that has to do with you being able to help a customer, right? Something that the customer has been trying to get accomplished that they haven't been able to, but came to you and was able to have that accomplished. So that's something that most people can relate to. You being able to help someone because they've been trying to do this, that, and the other, but they haven't been successful about getting it done. Stories create the emotion, which gives you a huge impact on your audience member. So, in the gist of everything that I'm telling you, these 8 keys, it's all about storytelling, and it never gets old because you may have the people that follow you, right? But for whatever reason, if the people decide to share your post and not tag you, that's a plus because they're sharing your post. Yes, you want to be tagged, but if you've done it right, if they've done it right, they'll be able to see what your handle is and to be able to follow you on your own. But it's enough that that person was impacted that much that they said, you know what, I'm going to share this. And I do that a lot with posts, um, that whatever the words were, whatever time of day that I saw the post, it hit me, and I was like, man, that's so on point. What do? I share it in my stories. Why? Because I have more people that view my stories than that look through my timeline. So that could be huge for you if you're doing it correctly, which is sharing your story, using the story to impact people. Okay. Because emotions create a huge impact. Another thing is being transparent is totally key. As I've been on social media, as I've been going live, I am totally transparent about things. I mean, I've done stuff where I've been chased by bees. I've done stuff where I misplaced my glasses. So being transparent, as I am not a perfect person, I have gotten on live early, going on live when I first started really doing it. I've got on here, start talking, never introduce myself because I'm so excited about what I'm going to be talking about that I totally forgot to introduce myself. And it happens even now if I'm really super excited about it, I totally forget to introduce myself. So there are mistakes that I've made. I've talked about that where In my other business, when I first started out, I was on every social media platform. I joined groups and I kept dropping my content in various groups and never really getting to the point of getting to know people or engaging in that group or being any type of helpful person in that group, end up being kicked out of that group, right? So it's definitely key that I tell you guys this, and it's key that I'm transparent with people on social media because they get to see that I am not a person that's making up anything. I'm telling you what it is. I learned through my trials and errors. And my point is of trying to help people through my social media presence and helping them to understand that not everything's going to be perfect. You're not going to grow that quickly. Everything takes time. Just have patience. So you got to be transparent when it comes to putting yourself out there. Because if someone thinks that you are putting them on, they will either be able to tell it from the get-go or after they start working with you and figure out, okay, this person ain't who they said they was, and not happy about it, right? Which leads to online reviews and things of that sort. So that's not what you want. So be transparent about what it is that you do. Again, storytelling, right? I do that a lot. Stories provide a personal touch, and that is how I connected with someone who was in freaking Chicago. And I don't know what I was talking about on Periscope, but I was talking about something and she reached out to me. And from there, we've been connected, you know, this many years. So you never know when your story hits someone or when someone's story hits you. Another person, she ended up being from New York. I ended up being from Connecticut. She moved to Virginia Beach. I moved to Virginia. And it was Periscope that we got connected. Similar stories. Okay. Similar stories. And people, sometimes when you're talking about yourself, you really do go deep in giving these stories. So it definitely makes a difference. So do not negate the fact of talking about certain things because that's what connects people to you. Okay. Um, in this instance, people love to connect the dots. Okay. They love to connect the dots. Again, stories build trust. Stories build trust. And then, of course, stories build interest. That happens a lot because something you could be talking about and the person is like thinking about it and thinking about it and it's sparking their interest. So you know what they end up doing? They end up looking through your social media platforms. They end up wanting to connect with you and they end up wanting to talk to you. And then from there, they will end up, using your services or referring your services if they have a great feeling about you. So never negate the fact of storytelling when it comes to your business. It is essential. Um, and it just really helps you, makes connections for you. And it's just something that you really should be using, putting out there and comfortable with, right? I know a lot of times people aren't comfortable sharing their stories, but you never know when your story could spark something for someone else, right? And or they could say, you know what, I've been there before. Let me help you to do this, that, and the other, or let me connect you with this person. This person was great for me, and I think they will do you a good service. So you just never know. So get comfortable telling stories, right? And it doesn't mean that every single post that you post has to be a story, but you always want to go back and revamp some things and reintroduce yourselves. Like this is a new year, great time to put up a reintroduction post, right? Because you don't know from the last time that you put the post out to now how many people you've connected with. Those people may not have gone back through your timeline to see what it is that you posted. They're connected with you now. So try to use that as a great way of giving a little bit more and doing a little bit of storytelling on that post when you talk about who you are and how you got started. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you catch this on the replay, put hashtag replay. Let me know if it was helpful to you. And let me know if you're going to do a reintroduction post. So that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon.